because I didn't know how to be okay with the possibility of me parenting my girls alone. And the same thing, that every single time I prayed, God, give me peace, He would come through and give me that peace, to the point where, I could talk about it, and I could, we talked to Evie about it, and I was okay with it, as much as that sounds, I don't know how I was okay with it. It was a God thing, because, again, like I said, it wasn't something that could have come from my own heart and head. So, I guess on a day-to-day basis, Chris works fly in, fly out, so there's obviously the challenges of getting through each day without him coming home and helping out, and maintaining consistency when he is home and those kinds of things. So just constantly relying on God's grace and His peace.
It's hard, and there's there's single mums amongst us as well, and they're doing double duty as well. And they're just doing a fantastic job. And you just need to encourage somebody if you do know somebody that's in that. So give Celia a big hug on Sundays when Chris is not here. So how has your mum influenced the way that you mother your girls?
This is actually a tricky one, because there is so much of my mum, I think, in me, and that I don't see myself as anywhere near the same calibre as a mother that she is, and I hope to be. The one thing that Mum has always, kind of given to us, and I guess would be that from a very early age, I've never had great desires to have a career or to travel or to do anything. The one thing from when I could talk is I want to be a mum. And that's really come from seeing the priority and the importance that she and Dad have placed on motherhood, and that it is okay to just be a mum. You don't have to.
Not just a mum.
No, I don't mean that lightly, but to not have a big career or to do that. And those things are great, and those things are for some people.
Yeah.
But to show that motherhood is beautiful and perfect all on its own and important, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic. I'm going to skip your last question just because time is catching up with us. But thanks, Celia. That was fantastic. Okay, we're moving up to Tanya. Now, a lot of us know Tanya, but I'll introduce her anyway. Tanya is Dean's PA, and she's been here for about 11 years. I've known her for 11 years. Wonderful, wonderful person. Love her to bits and could eat you too. She's... the De Silva family are making plans to move to Rome because their eldest son Daniel, who is now an A-League soccer player, is going off to Rome. And so on that slant, I'm going to ask Tanya, with the schedule of the boys, because Rhett also plays quite high-level soccer as well, given the schedule of the boys, Tanya's always on the soccer field if she's not here. How have you managed to integrate God into their lives over the years?
Hello everyone. I think one of the most important things that Rodney and myself have done is that we have helped our sons to build a relationship with God, and how we did that was to make a choice and to make sure we made time, because our lives are very busy even from when they were young, to read the Bible with them each and every day and to do a devotion with them as a family, and we will pray with them every day, and we still do that to this day because we both strongly believe to build that foundation in our kids' lives to set them up for whatever it is that God has for them. And obviously we didn't foresee that we would be in this position at this moment. So the most important thing for us was to make sure that we made that choice and to make that time with them and to input into their lives as much as we could, and the importance of God in their life and every area of their life.
So with Daniel travelling internationally, and he's gone on his own quite a lot from quite a young age. Daniel's just turned 18. So how have you educated him on the real world and being exposed to things that he normally wouldn't be exposed to as a young teenager? How have you managed to keep him safe from harm?
Well, it's it's been quite tough because, as James said, he has been travelling from when he was very young, and you know, for me personally, I really had to learn how to trust God in a different level. As I saw him taking bigger steps to being a footballer as he is, and also he has always played with boys that are 2, 3, 4 years older than him. Now he plays with men, you know, that could be 10 years older than him. So back to the first question would be that we built that foundation with him of the importance of God. So as he's gone through the years, he has learnt to rest in God and to trust God, and where that relationship has to kick in, that we have taught him. Now, Rhett is the same. We have built that with him as well, the foundation, because he plays with boys that are a bit older than him as well. So as they've been exposed to different things, Rodney and I communicate with them each and every day, and that is really important to do that, to communicate with them and to also continue with them to maintain their relationship and that foundation with God, because as they go through life, that's what's going to keep them, and that's what's going to keep them grounded. And when different things come across their path, and especially now Daniel's 18, you know, some of the A-League games that he's been away with, the guys have wanted to go to the pub or whatever, and he's had to choose not to do that. So just different things where we've equipped our boys, because it's a different lifestyle to what they're used to here.
So, general question, advice to mums of teenage boys in general. Have you got one little snippet?
My best advice would be, don't be afraid to be their parent.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's important to be their friend, but first and foremost, don't be afraid to be their parent.
Yes.
Good advice.
And to communicate with them. I communicate with Daniel and Rhett constantly, maybe a bit too much, but I constantly communicate. Don't be afraid to be involved in your child's life and see what's going on, because it doesn't come natural to teenagers to just open up and talk to you, and boys especially. So the most important thing is to communicate and be involved in your son's life, or daughters if you have daughters, but particularly sons. Be involved in their life, see who their friends are and all that. That's the best thing I can give you, and encourage them that God has a plan and a purpose for their life, and different things that happen in their life is part of the plan and purpose, and you just got to help them walk through that. That's the best piece of advice I can give.
Thanks, Tanya. That's